guys, my name is Eza and welcome back to my channel. So for today I'm going to do a review on Evidence of Love by John Bloom and Jim Atkinson. So first and foremost, I would like to say thank you to Open Road Integrated Media for giving me a copy of this book via NetGalley in return for an honest review. So this book is a non-fiction book that talks about the murder of Betty Gore that was done in the 1980s back in Wiley, North Texas by Candy Montgomery, where she killed Betty by hacking her and chopping her up with an axe 41 times due to an argument they had over an affair that Candy and Alan had. Alan is the husband of Betty Gore, by the way. So, starting off with what I liked about the book, number one, I like that the style of writing, how they wrote it, how the authors wrote it, was very easy for me to read, easy to understand, easy to read. Like, it didn't use any fancy words, straight to the point, stated the facts, and that's it. Second was like, I liked how the authors wrote about all the background, all the circumstances, the situations of all the pivotal characters that helped shape the perspective and shape the thinking of Candy Montgomery. So you can really delve into why she would resort to murder. They talked about like the upbringing and the backstory of Candy Montgomery, obviously. Betty Gore. They also talked about Alan Gore, Pat Montgomery, Jackie Ponder, which is a preacher and also the best friend of Candy Montgomery. They also talked about another of her best friend. I can't remember. I think her name was either Sheila, Shirley, but I know it starts with an S. They also touched upon the marriage counseling group that the Montgomerys and also the Gores joined for a while. They also talked about the Lucas parishioners, like the people of the church. They also talked and touched upon the background of Candy's team of lawyers, the judges. So it's like when you read all of the background of this, all of the key people that were involved in either the murder or the trial, you can really see what is going on, like have an eagle's eye view and a comprehensive view of the whole situation. And which brings me to the third reason why I like the book is because is that I liked how the authors, the way they wrote the book was that it was very neutral. They didn't condone nor victimize nor annihilate Candy Montgomery or Betty Gore. It's like they stated the facts, like I said just now, wrote it in a very straightforward way. They didn't embellish anything. They didn't have creative license over everything. Like, they didn't embellish a bit here, a bit there to make it more fantastic. I mean, like, the story itself is already fantastic. So, I like that. And then, I don't like how some non-fiction books, they have a partiality to either the victim or the perpetrator. For this book, they have none of that. At least that's the vibe that I'm getting. They don't put words in your mouth. You really, like, at the end of the day, after you finish reading the book, whatever thoughts you might have, either for the victim or for the perpetrator, is your own. Like, this book just stated facts. So now I'm going to talk about my own personal view of this whole book. Right. I think that Candy Montgomery is a complete loco woman. She is completely crazy. Off the rockers. She's crazy. Like, okay, she says that her defense during the trial was self-defense. I'm like, girl, self-defense is when you chop a woman up like 5 times and you bail. You don't chop them up for 41 times and continue to chop them until they're completely dead. Like, Betty Gore's head was almost decapitated. There's like axe marks on her hands, her knees, her whole body. And the worst part was Candy tried to cover up the murder. She tried to clean it up. She washed herself, washed her clothes, threw the slippers away, had an alibi as best as she could give an alibi for herself. And then, like, I was very dubious over Candy's character. There's this one part in the book where she was confessing to either, I can't remember, but either her doctor or her lawyer, saying that she completely hated Betty Gore because she felt like Betty Gore completely ruined her life just because she had to be in jail for 3 days. And I'm like, bitch, you completely killed this woman. You chopped her up 41 times. You left her kids without a mother. I think her kids were about 5. There's one 5 years old, Alyssa, I think, and Bethany was about like a baby at that time. I'm like, you completely cray, girl. You say she ruined your life. You completely took her life away. You completely ruined her family's life. Like, this is just incomprehensible for me. To have somebody so selfish, so doesn't have a heart, I would say. She's a complete bitch. And like, she says that, oh, Betty Gore's completely ruining her life. If only like Betty just calmed down, like the affair was completely over. And I'm like here thinking, girl, no wife is gonna calm down when she finds out her husband is having an affair with a family friend. Like, you know, Candy is just this two-faced bitch, I would say. In front of Betty, like, she did this whole baby shower, like, pretended to be a friend, like, oh, I'm here for you, Betty, but behind all that, she's screwing the husband. And you expect Betty to calm down? The woman is already suffering from postpartum depression. She isn't gonna calm down. And, like, I can't believe she got acquitted. When I read it, I knew she was gonna get acquitted. I mean, like, this isn't the first time I knew about the murder anyway. I knew about the murder by watching a documentary on criminal investigation, so I knew the ending. But I was still shocked by the acquittal. I'm just thinking here, the only reason you're acquitted is because you're white, not because you're not guilty. I'm pretty sure if you're a person of color, you'd be incarcerated so fast, like, it'll be unbelievable. And then, like, I just find that justice was not served on that day. So I just don't like it. And so far, I would highly recommend this book to anybody who loves crime, who loves nonfiction, who loves murder mysteries. And yeah, I forgot to say, I gave this book a 5 out of 5, by the way. So yeah, that is all from me for this review. You can also check me out on my blog. I'll put the links down below. I also have a Facebook page, Instagram, Twitter, all that shit. So leave a like if you like this video, subscribe if you like it. If you don't like it, whatever. Also, if you've read the book, why don't you comment below and tell me what you think about it. Bye guys!